Millennial. I'm Olivia from Making It Millennial, and today we will be meal planning for this week. I'm only going to be meal planning dinners because for lunches we just have leftovers. So the week that I will be meal planning for, today is the 26th. Oh no, yesterday was the 25th. Today is the 26th, 27, 28, 29, and then this little weekend slot I just split into for Saturday and Sunday. So I'm just using this little calendar that I have. You can use whatever you want. You can use a calendar, you can use just a regular pad of paper and write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever works for you and whatever you have. That way you're not spending money on unnecessary items. So the calendar is nice and it's fun and magnetic, so it's up on the fridge so everyone in the house knows what we're having, but it's not needed. So today is Tuesday, May 26th. Yesterday was Monday the 25th, so it was Memorial Day. My husband had the day off of work, and in anticipation of him having the day off of work, I had already set aside Monday as taco night because my husband likes to make tacos, and I'm just a bigger baby. I don't like frying the oil and messing with the oil on the stove. So if he's home, he really likes the tacos. So nights that he's able to cook and help me out, we'll usually have tacos. We also went grocery shopping yesterday, so I have my receipt here and we can walk through what we actually ended up getting and the total amount. So if you've seen my budget breakdown videos, you'll know that I've been budgeting around $100 a week for groceries. I was able to spend $74.20 this week on groceries. So tomorrow I'm actually going to be uploading my video on, we are updating our budget. So some of our budgets are we're going to budget less money for certain categories, and other budgets I'm actually going to have to increase our budget for certain categories, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. So today we'll go through how I meal plan for the week and what that looks like. So typically when I'm meal planning, I'll have my phone right next to me, but since that's what I'm using to record, I can't have it out next to me right now to show you. But I shop at Aldi. That is where I grocery shop. That's where I get all of our groceries. It's the cheapest and the easiest way for us. So I'll usually have my phone right here, and I'll have Aldi's Instacart website up so I can see how much each item is going to be. And what I do just to help keep myself on track is, instead of bringing a paper list with me to the grocery store, I actually use Instacart and act like I'm going to place an order with them. So Instacart is just a grocery delivery service to where you can put items in your cart and have somebody go grocery shop for you, and they'll bring the items to your house. So I'll make like a fake delivery sort of thing, and I'll go through and I'll add all of the items or ingredients that I want into my cart. I won't place the order, and then when I get into the store, as I put items in my cart, I'll just delete them from the cart. That way I know I'm getting everything that I need, and it's just a little bit easier, especially right now with trying to have as little in my hand as possible when I'm grocery shopping and not touching a bunch of stuff just with everything going on. It's easy to just have my phone in one hand and press delete and scroll and see what ingredients I need. So for tonight's dinner, when I was figuring out what I wanted to make for tonight, I had picked up a packet of hot Italian sausage last week that I ended up not using. So I knew I wanted to use that sausage. And then I also always have pasta on hand. I have a ton of different kinds of pasta. So an easy and cheap dinner recipe for one day this week would have been pasta and sausage. So that is what we're having tonight. So pasta and sausage. And I'll just cook the spaghetti and add sausage either on the side, or I'll cut it up and add it to the pasta. Usually when I make the leftovers, so my husband will take leftovers of this pasta and sausage to work tomorrow, Wednesday the 27th, for lunch. I'll slice up the pasta or the sausage just so it's a little bit easier. So that was a free meal that I didn't have to worry about buying any of the ingredients for, because I already had the ingredients at home. Wednesday the 27th, as I was looking through Aldi's Instacart menu, chicken thighs are much cheaper than chicken breasts or drumsticks or wings or anything like that. Chicken thighs seem to be a lot more cost effective. They are softer, so some recipes work better, whereas some recipes you kind of need the chicken breast. But chicken breast is almost $8 a package, whereas I could get a package of chicken thighs for around $4. So a really good recipe that I like to do for chicken thighs is chicken adobo in my Instant Pot. So I'm going to have adobo and rice on Wednesday. And I'm gonna write myself a little note down here that just says make extra rice, and you'll see why. So again, Thursday's lunch will be leftover adobo and rice, or pasta and sausage, whichever we have more of. So then when we get to Thursday, originally I was thinking of doing pork chops and broccoli, but when we got to the store, the pork chops just didn't look that great and they didn't have the right kind of cut. So we opted instead to do enchiladas for Thursday night. So we already had a bunch of frozen chicken at home, cubed and cooked in the freezer from several other recipes. Typically when we buy chicken breast, I will cook it all at one time, and then we will cube them and freeze them for easy dinners like tacos or these enchiladas. So all we needed to buy for these enchiladas were the sauce and olives and cheese. So that was a really cheap and easy dinner for us to make this week. Friday, I like to have at least one fish dinner per week, just because I'm a huge fan of salmon and chicken. We eat a lot of chicken and it just can get a little bit boring. So Friday, I'm gonna do salmon and then egg fried rice. So as I was looking at recipes for egg fried rice, all of the recipes that I found had suggested using older rice instead of fresh rice. So that's where my little note on Wednesday comes in to make the extra rice. I'll be using that rice to make my egg fried rice for Friday night. And this salmon, instead of getting the fresh salmon, which is much more expensive, I will just get a packet of frozen salmon that has 5 fish fillets in there. That's just easy. If I make salmon earlier in the week, then I can cook 3 of them, and then my husband can take the one extra to lunch the next day. But for here, since it's Friday, I'll probably just cook 2, and then I'll have 3 for next week for a dinner next week. For the weekend, for Saturday's dinner, we are going to have just meatball sandwiches. So originally my plan was to buy frozen meatballs, and I'm glad my husband was with me when we went grocery shopping. He actually saw a package of frozen ground beef that cost less per pound than the frozen bag of meatballs. So on Monday this week, we were able to actually make our own meatballs while saving half of the rest of the packet of ground beef. And again, that will just translate into another meal that I can make next week. We can either make burger patties or more meatballs and do spaghetti and meatballs, or sloppy joes. or anything else that we want to do with the ground beef, that'll translate into another meal for next week that I won't have to worry about. For Sunday, again, my husband just really likes these tacos, which is great because they're cheap, they're easy. It's even better because he makes them so I can sit down and rest. And he typically likes a lot of Mexican style food, so that's why I try and have the tacos, the enchiladas, and then another taco night, and then just an easy sandwich, a salmon for me, and then the adobo and rice is Filipino, but kind of ties in with the same. My husband just likes a lot of sauce and flavor, so he really likes the adobo and rice. And then the pasta and sausage was a leftover or rollover meal from last week. So once I have this week's meal plan all set out, I can look and see that, all right, I will have leftovers for next week for salmon, and I will have leftover ground beef for next week also. So I already don't have to buy 2 nights of dinners for next week, which is just cutting down my cost for next week's grocery bill. So this is a good way to think about how can I stretch this week's budget while also prepping for next week. The salmon, again, it comes in packs of 5, so make 2 on Friday night. I don't have to worry about having leftovers for Saturday because we'll have enchiladas for lunch on Saturday because there will be plenty of leftovers. And then that gets me another dinner and lunch for my husband next week. Same with the ground beef from the meatball sandwiches. We can either do more meatball sandwiches or burgers or sloppy joes or anything else that we want to do. So now that we have our menu set up and we know what ingredients we need, we can take a look at our receipt and see what we actually bought. I got a gallon of orange juice for smoothies for me during the week. I got rice to stock our pantry. I got a box of tissues because it's always good to stock up on tissues and toilet paper, if I've learned anything. We got some vegetable oil. I got a box of what this says, this Family Crisp Oats. It's like a knockoff brand of Cheerios. So that was $2.09 and about 3 times the size of the box of regular Honey Nut Cheerios, which was $1 more, so that was a great deal. I got frozen broccoli and frozen mixed vegetables. I just like to have frozen broccoli on hand because it's an easy way to add vegetables to any meal. And then the steamed mixed veggies, those will go into our egg fried rice. We can see the green enchilada sauce and then the ground beef roll, which was $7.19. But again, it was less per pound than the bag of frozen meatballs, and it's giving us at least 2 dinners as opposed to just 1. We got bacon because that's always a staple I like to have on hand for breakfasts for during the weekend. Chicken thighs we can see was only $4.90 as opposed to the $7 or $8 pack of chicken breasts. The olives are for our enchiladas. The assorted spices I got was the bay leaf for our adobo and rice. We got diapers because I am trying to start stocking up on diapers just so that I'm not completely overwhelmed when baby gets here in either August or September. I already had a gallon of milk in the fridge, but I wanted to get a half gallon just in case I wanted to drink some coffee, or I'll be eating cereal for breakfast this week. So I just wanted to stock up on that. Another can of the enchilada sauce. The diced green chilies are also for the enchiladas. And then we got shredded cheese, more diced green chilies, barbecue sauce because we had run out, toothpaste because we had run out, 1 large red onion, which is for one of my recipes, I can't remember which. I got 2 dozen eggs. I got a bag of apples just because they're a good easy snack. The wild caught salmon, again, it was the frozen bag of salmon, so for $3.99 I know I'm getting at least 2 dinners and 1 lunch. I got a bag of lemons. Organic Puffs is just a a little snack for my husband to take to work because he is a truck driver. So he needs something that'll help him, that is easy to be snacking on during his drives. The cheese crackers, again, just an easy snack, and soy sauce because we had run out. So that totals us up to $74.20. So I had budgeted out $100 for us for this week, and I came in well under that. So I am not using cash currently just because I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable handling the cash. So we are using our debit cards for right now, and we'll probably continue to do that for a while. So tomorrow in my updated budget video, I'll explain how our cash envelopes are going to work with our grocery budget as well, because that is going to look a little bit different than using the cash envelopes. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's it for today's video. I will see you guys tomorrow where we talk about our budget update for June and what it's going to look like and how it's going to look different in June than it did in May. Be sure to check out my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box below. And also head on over to my Instagram at MakingItMillennial to check out the giveaway that I just posted. All right, I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.